What's up, Broncos country? Welcome back to the channel. Super excited to make a preview video. It feels like it's been forever. Football's back, baby. And the Denver Broncos take on the Seattle Seahawks on Monday Night Football. So here to preview the matchup. First things first, before we start talking about the three keys, in my opinion, to how the Denver Broncos can get a win in Week 1 against the Seattle Seahawks. Just want to congratulate Emmanuel Sanders on retirement, playing 12 seasons in the NFL. He had a great career, Super Bowl 50 champion with us. He played 2014 to 2019 with the Broncos, and he was definitely an exciting player to watch. He was one of my favorite players during that time. Him and Demaryius Thomas, Batman and Robin. It was fun. He's one of the best free agent signings I think we've ever had. So, especially in the John Elway era. Definitely enjoyed watching him. I got two of his jerseys. I got a Super Bowl 50 road jersey with the Super 50 patch, and then I got a Emmanuel Sanders jersey, alternate jersey. So, congrats to him. Happy retirement. All right. So, Week 1 matchup against the Seattle Seahawks. Let's look at the injury report here. The Seahawks have a little bit of a bigger injury list than the Broncos do. Let's take a look at their side of things first. Kenneth Walker did not participate on Thursday, which is today. Oh, Thursday. Yeah, that game earlier today, the Buffalo Bills and the Rams. Boy, did the Buffalo Bills look good. Josh Allen, he is the real deal. So, I mean, I knew that last year, but they got a really good team this year. So we got some work to do. Seeing them in real action, we got our butts whooped by them in preseason. Them in real action, making the reigning champs just look like little leaguers out there. I mean, Rams just could not get nothing going. Like the Bills, they look scary good. So, but yeah, it was good to get some football back in the system. It sucks that we have to wait all the way till Monday, to watch our Broncos play, but it is what it is. I feel like they play on Monday a lot. See, Tyler Ott did not participate. Artie Burns, DNP. Alton Robinson, DNP. Everybody else on the Seahawks injury list was limited. I'm not going to go into it. They have 5 guys that were limited. Gabe Jackson, full. The Broncos, Randy Gregory was limited. I expect him to play. That's kind of what the word's been. KJ Hamler was limited. I expect him to play as well. Josie Jewell was limited. I expect him to play. And Billy Turner was limited. I expect him to play as well. So, Jonas Griffith, he was full. He had the dislocated elbow. And they said 4 to 6 weeks. But he said no, he's playing Week 1. You got to love the mentality out of the guy. So I'm excited to see him back on the field. He's probably one of our better middle linebackers. I still think that's a weakness for us, and that could get exposed in this game. That's kind of going into one of the keys here, but let's get into the 3 keys now. So first key, if the Broncos want to win this game on Monday night, is Russell Wilson needs to be protected. I mean, you can't say it enough. In Seattle, you saw the poor O-line play. He got sacked over and over and just not helping the guy out. But when he's clean and protected, he can take over a game. I mean, he's just one of those types of players. He's a game changer. And I'm also interested to see if he can play how he wants to play against his former crowd. I mean, the crowd's going to be against him this time. They're not cheering for him. It's one of the loudest stadiums in the NFL. Hostile environment. And they're probably going to be booing him, especially with what just got leaked, that he was saying that the Seahawks were trying to trade him prior to the offseason. So, and I guess Pete Carroll didn't like that. And now he's saying the crowd, whatever the crowd, if they cheer for him, if they boo for him, he is behind them 100%. So, I mean, they meant to trade him before this offseason. So this was not the first time they were trying to get rid of him. They were trying to get rid of him the year before. And he did not like how they were scouting, Patrick Mahomes. I believe they scouted somebody else. I want to say Justin Herbert, not 100%. And yeah, Russell Wilson didn't like that. So he was like, if you're worried about other quarterbacks, you're not going to build around me, then I want out. And he's still a great player, I'm very happy to see him as a Denver Bronco. So yeah, that's one of the biggest keys. I think that's number one key. I'm very interested to see how Russell Wilson plays against his former crowd. So it's either going to be like Tom Brady when he went back to New England, and when he played New England and he just was stepping back in the pocket, bombs away. He looked great against his former team, when the Bucs beat the Pats. And then I don't know, or it could end like Peyton Manning, where he just did not have it in his heart to beat his old team, the Indianapolis Colts. So we'll see which one of those happens. Number 2, I think the Broncos really need to get the run game going. I didn't think it was the best in the the preseason, but it's the second stringers. First stringers, they look like that. I'm a little worried. I think they definitely need to get the run game going. But maybe Russ takes over the game. Kind of going into the first key here, but. In my opinion, honestly, I think they need to get the running game going, and I'd like to see it get going. I want to see Javonte Williams freaking go off. I'm starting to really become a fan of that guy. Melvin Gordon, I'd like to see him have some good runs here. Mike Boone, I'd like to see him a little bit in the mix, to sprinkle him in, not too much. I'd like to see like 55, Javonte, like 43%, Melvin Gordon, probably like a little 2% of Mike Boone, But yeah, I think if they could, get some breakout runs here, I feel like it would help Russell Wilson out and the rest of the offense. They could get some good drives going and score some touchdowns. So, interested to see how they do against the Seahawks linebackers and safeties. That would be key number 2 for me. Third key, I got to see this pass rush. I want to see how this Randy Gregory and Bradley Chubb pass rush does, especially against the Seahawks offensive line. I think their line actually got better. I like Charles Cross a lot. I think he's a good left tackle. And, just like I said, I think their line got a lot better. And I want to see that duo of Randy Gregory and Bradley Chubb. This is post-Von Miller era. It's been post-Von Miller era, but Bradley Chubb and Randy Gregory have an injury history. Can they play well together, and can they stay healthy? There's just huge questions there. If they can, if they could do that, I think it'll be fine. But excited to see, the Swiss Army knife, Baron Browning, even though I think he should still be at inside linebacker, and they should have re-signed Kenny Young. I think that worked well. But, honestly, I thought he played pretty good at the outside linebacker position in the final preseason game. It was preseason. And then Jonathan Cooper, I like him a lot. He's a good young player. Unfortunately, no more Malik Reed. Got traded. But he's odd man out. So, I'm excited to see them play. Can they play how we expect them to? It's a big question mark for me heading into this game. Honorable mention, I guess. I don't really say honorable mention. I just do the 3 keys and do the prediction. But an honorable mention here, I don't really think the Broncos need to make any big plays. I'm talking about throwing the ball 50 yards down the field. Honestly, if you can just make the Seahawks one-dimensional on offense, I feel like you can make Geno Smith make bad plays. You can force turnovers, get sacks, force fumbles. I feel like all that's possible, as long as the defense does that. And then the offense, don't beat yourself, Just go out there, run the ball, and just get good drives and score touchdowns. For the love of God, score touchdowns. I miss seeing a high-powered offense in Denver. It's been a while. Field goals are good, but more touchdowns, please. So, anywho, I expect this to be a good game. I don't think it's going to be a blowout like a lot of people think. I mean, a lot of people think this game's going to be a blowout. I don't think that. I think that it's going to be a closer game because, Russell Wilson's going to basically be playing his former team week 1. I mean, he gets it right away. Right off the bat, he gets his former team. So, it's going to be a good one. Get your popcorn ready, especially with the Pete Carroll drama. I think Russell Wilson going head-to-head, this thing could get ugly, but we get to sit back and enjoy the game as fans. And super excited that the Broncos are finally back. It's been too long. Let's get this season underway. Prediction for this game. Give me the Broncos. Yes, I do think the Broncos are going to win this game. I predicted it before the season even started. And like I said, I think this game's going to be a lot closer than people think. But I do think it's going to be a field goal game. I'm going to go... I'm going to go 27-24. All right. It's a, yes, weird score. Ooh, Seahawks can't score 24 points. I don't know. Russell Wilson could have that game where he just doesn't look like Russell Wilson and they just eke out a win. But, it's hard playing against your former team, especially right after you get traded and then you play them first thing. I think emotions are going to be running high for him. And I still think they're going to win the game. It's going to be closer than people think. But who knows? Maybe I'll be completely wrong and they go in there and just fire on all cylinders and blow them out. Or I could be completely wrong and we don't win, period. I don't know. We'll see. That's the fun of the game, Anywho, 27-24, Broncos get out of week 1. Monday Night Football with a W. You heard it here first. Anywho, thank you guys for all the support, everything you do. Comment, like, subscribe, and let's get the season underway. Been too long. Super excited. But on that, stay safe, be good, don't fumble the football, go Broncos, and let's ride.